Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Diesel Mercedes YouTube channel. I finally found the baby, I finally found the right one, and yesterday I bought this beautiful 2008 Mercedes-Benz S550 with incredible 198,000 miles on the odometer. I was super excited to find this combination of black on black. It's a beautiful, gorgeous black paint on outside, and it has that black leather interior on inside. So I bought her yesterday like 4 p.m. and I immediately started vacuuming the interior and cleaning, and within approximately 2 hours I realized I got scammed by the seller. I can't believe what people will do to make a couple of $100 more or extra profit when they are selling the vehicle. It's awful. It's another loss of humanity or believing in humanity. Let me tell you the whole story. And I will keep filming her so you can see her. So I met the seller approximately 1 month ago, and we went on the test drive. We even brought it in my shop, and we were discussing what kind of problems she can have. Obviously, with such a high mileage and relatively old age, it's obvious this vehicle cannot be perfect. And for example, we were hearing when you go over the bumps and when you turn the steering wheel, there is a very loud scraping, screeching noise from the front suspension. 2008 S-Class Mercedes-Benz has an air suspension. It's absolutely clear and known. So I constantly kept asking him and trying to figure out if the air suspension, the airmatic suspension, works correctly. He kept saying it's absolutely perfect, there are no problems with it, and it keeps the air, it's not leaking, and if he leaves it overnight, it's just perfectly pumped up and there are no problems with it. As you can imagine, when we brought a vehicle to my shop, we not only put it on the lift and looked on all possible areas, checked everything, but I also took my scanner and I scanned with that Autel that entire computer, well, the entire vehicle, which means all the computers. And as expected, there were approximately altogether, in all these different computers, there were like, I will say, 50 plus codes. Everybody who knows these cars is not surprised for 1 second. That's absolutely normal. If these computers were not reset and erased frequently, let's say, there will be a lot of codes accumulated, no problem. Obviously, I was looking for the air suspension computer, and that one had 0 fault codes. He even had some service history paperwork, so the leaks which are underneath the engine oil leaks, and it went all the way back on the transmission and the shields and so on. That was explained in the paperwork. Basically, the local shop which did these repairs, they just didn't manage to clean up anything. They just didn't care. They replaced the parts around the, I think one of the items was engine oil filter. That entire housing, the gasket was leaking, so there was oil on front of the engine, and basically everything was kind of matching the service history. I'm personally not a fan of these 20-inch rims. I would love to have a stock 19-inch, which basically came originally with the vehicle. That was one of my hesitations, but whatever, no big deal. The rims are not damaged. The vehicle drove perfectly straight, so I guess, yeah, now it came to the price. And at the time, months ago, we basically didn't agree on the price. I was also leaving for Europe for 1 month, so I didn't do any purchase with him at the time. I came back from Europe 2 weeks ago. I considered this sold, and guess what happened? Just 4 days ago, the ad goes up again on the Facebook Marketplace. I know what you're thinking. Don't buy anything on Facebook Marketplace. You are absolutely right. It's the worst place to buy used cars, but whatever. I already knew him. I talked to him in the past, so I'm like, hey, Eric, what's up? Are you still selling your vehicle? What's going on? So this time I knew the car. I knew this lady Mercedes, and I said, hey, we need to figure out the price. He didn't want to do my price, I didn't want to do his price, but then, as you know, the friend got involved in that. And of course the friend can way to get the right in this, so he's like, hey, you should split it with him in half, which of course makes absolutely sense. And that's what we did. We agreed in one evening on the price, and we said, okay, let's do it next day. So he went actively as a California law requires. He took care of the smoke. He immediately smoked the vehicle. Look how she is gorgeous. This I still have to fix. This is hanging the wrong way. I'm losing the light, so please excuse that, but look, wow, black on black is unbelievable. This part is out. It's a cup holder, so I need to clean those puppies and put it back. It's also not retracting correctly. So he made it happen really quickly, smoked that, and came to my shop where we signed the paperwork. Everything was fine, it was all legit, and I immediately started vacuuming basically this vehicle. He kept it relatively clean, so that was not a problem. And I just started vacuuming, getting in and out. I started in the front and moved to the back. And my friend, whoever you are watching it right now, whoever you are, believe it or not, he lied to me big time, because in only 2 hours of having it inside of the shop and running vacuum, the whole front, not just one side, the whole front, I couldn't put my hand inside anymore. The front went down at least 2 inches. I will say in 2 hours or less. So he knew it has a leak. This arch basically was 2 inches down. The wheel, the top of the wheel was barely visible, and he knew about that. He that entire time kept lying and saying, no, why you can stop asking about it. It's totally fine. There's absolutely no problem, and the suspension is holding air and it's perfect. So as you can imagine, this is one of the items you cannot check. The scanner didn't show any fault codes. And he's the type of person who doesn't have access to the expensive scanners. He's just a regular dude. So I believe he was not able to erase that or deal with it. The vehicle is, unfortunately, when it's parked, it's going down really quickly. And it's funny because if you drive somewhere, it makes their squeaking and screeching from the front. If you arrive to somewhere, like he arrived to my shop, immediately after you stop the engine and you get out of the vehicle, it kind of rocks as you're coming out. you can immediately actually hear the front sag a little bit. So I will say this dude completely lied. It's very unfortunate. I called him back. At the end, he was resisting for like 5 minutes, but guess what? After 5 minutes, he actually said, he changed his story and he said, "Oh, that's normal. This is absolutely normal. When you arrive somewhere, you park it, the vehicle goes down, but when you get your key and you put it in, you start the engine, the compressor immediately brings it up. This is absolutely normal. I don't know what's your problem." And he actually, after like 10 minutes we were discussing it, he hung up on me. So what is going on here really? I bought my dream vehicle. It was very cheap. It's not like he asked an arm and leg. We agreed on the reasonable low price. It's totally fine. I will have another reason to diagnose and repair something which obviously will create content for this channel. It's just these air suspension parts are very expensive. If we are talking to the front, about the front struts, it's just nuts. And obviously in this moment your reasonable price is out of the window and it's becoming more and more expensive. However, I bought it with the huge reason was for this purchase to continue this Diesel Mercedes YouTube channel. So it's not end of the world. I just lost another belief in humanity. That's fine. People are like that. It's getting crazy in society. So he did what he did. We have to move on. And we have this beautiful lady, Mercedes, here. And we can start this story. So I want to tell you the story. What happened. Why I bought her. Why we will be doing the stuff like that. It is what it is. Let's keep moving. And I will probably start with that horribly squeaking front suspension, because not only it's very audible when you drive or you getting in and out, but also it can be dangerous if it's ball joint. It could separate and the whole thing can go crazy. So now you know what is coming, what is going on. If you are interested to follow this entire story, this entire thing in the future, please make sure you are subscribed, hit that notification bell or whatever it is, so you are not missing any of those videos. I will try to film any repairs and anything interesting on this vehicle. Thank you for watching and have a great day, my friend.